I feel like Christmas has come early for me this week for two reasons. Firstly, we've had a dumping of snow here in the UK and everywhere is looking very white, but I also received or took delivery of a brand new 2023 model e-bike, and the first thing that I could think of doing was putting it together and making my way to Twisted Oaks, and that's what we're here to do today. I'm going to be taking you over this beast, showing it to you and putting it to the ultimate test on the trails. This stealth beast right here is my brand new 2023 model e-bike. It's a high bike, all mountain 10, and there's quite a few significant changes from the last one that I had. The first obvious change is the colour. Now, I actually wouldn't normally go for an all black bike. I like my bikes to be colourful, especially filming, taking a lot of photos. They really stand out when they're bright. However, I think if you are going to have a black bike, it needs to be matte and it needs to be fully stealth like this because it looks sick, and they do that to some of the really fancy expensive cars and it looks so cool. And the next biggest difference is the fact that this one is aluminium as opposed to my previous one being carbon. Now, I've never had any problems with carbon, but I've always found it scary. People that run carbon bars, carbon wheels, that's definitely not for me. The frame was absolutely fine, but I think that aluminium is going to give me a bit more peace of mind, especially when we start hitting the bigger, faster jumps. I really like this area. They've changed all the linkage and that looks a lot smaller and a lot tidier. And the same down here actually, that part of the frame where it marries up to where the motor sits is looking so clean and tidy. There's also a much cleaner finish at top on the head tube area. It's a lot smaller between your legs there. And on the front of my other one, we had like these air vents, which I actually quite liked because it reminded me of the front of a super bike, and I really like motorbikes, so I thought that was quite cool. But I do also really appreciate how tidy and clean this front area is looking now, and that kind of fits in perfectly with the whole stealth vibe that's going on. The battery's internal on this one and it's 750 watt hours, so plenty of power there, plenty of battery life, and that powers the new Yamaha PWX3 motor, 85 Newton meters of torque, so plenty of power. One of the new features with the PWX3 system is the new control unit, which I really like. It was quite a big display on the screen before, however now that's been condensed, so you've got a mode selector on the handlebars there, which is nice and small, it's not going to get broken, and then down here you've got the actual unit itself, which I know a lot of companies are putting them in the frame, but I actually prefer it there. Not only is it out of the way, but if you have any technical gremlins or problems with this system, then you just take the headset off, take the stem off, and then it slides off with a spacer, so it's super easy to change. I feel that if they're integrated in the frame, that could potentially cause problems further down the line if you had to replace or do anything to your system. This bike has got a charger point installed now in the frame. So the other all mountain that I had, you had to remove the cover and charge it there, which is absolutely fine. It's not a problem to do, but that is way tidier and just much more efficient and easier. They've also improved the cover, so it just comes on and off with a little clip now, which is a lot better. The other one was like a little popper, which again was absolutely fine, no problems with it. It's just they've obviously designed and developed, and it's good to see them improvements coming through on the newer models. Standard, the bike comes kitted out with Fox suspension, front and rear, full Cashmere coating, and then I've added my usual upgrades, so we've got the Halo wheels, we're running a Vortex up front and a Gravitas on the rear actually, which I'm doing for strength. The e-bike's a bit heavier and the Gravitas deals with the weight a little bit better, but up front with the 29-inch we can run the Vortex absolutely no problems at all, and that thing eats up the bumps on the trails. Cockpit area, full gusset. We've got the 33mm S2 stem, 35mm clamp. I cut the bars down to 780mm. On my enduro bike that I built recently, I was running them at 800. It did feel a little bit too wide, so they're perfect. S2 grips, nice and soft, and then S2 pedals down here, clipless ones might I add. I don't know if anyone rides clips on e-bikes, but for the freestyle and the jumps I just like having that freedom in my feet. And we've got the S2 saddle, carbon rails, so extra fancy. And actually my favourite thing about that is that the matte finish on the carbon blends in perfectly with the stealth matte black on the frame. The all mountain is the perfect bike for me, and the reason for that is because it does everything so well. It's very versatile, very well rounded, it's super agile, yet it's still very stable and eats the descents very well. It climbs well, it jumps well. It's just a very well rounded package, and for the type of riding I'm doing, this 160mm travel bike is absolutely perfect. Like I said at the start of the video, we've come to Twisted Oaks Bike Park today. It's the perfect place to test this bike out. I'm familiar with the trails. It's going to help me to dial my setup in, get it ready. I'm stoked to ride it. I don't want to keep standing here chatting, so I'm going to go over there and hit the first trail on the new bike. Right, this track we've been lapping is rum trousers, and just listen out while I ride as to how smooth the bike is. Woo! Yeah. I actually can't even begin to describe how insane the bike feels. It's so solid, it's so smooth, like doesn't make a noise, no rattling, and the motor is so quiet. I've never ridden an e-bike with a power unit. They're overly noisy anyway, but this is just like a small whistle. It's perfect, it's so nice. My old bike was quite used and abused. It definitely had a hard life, but the difference between this new model and the old one is night and day. I can't believe it. I was recently doing some challenges with GMBN, and one of those challenges was the short run-up challenge, where you just get the shortest run-up possible, try and clear a jump. I think that's a perfect test for this. We've got a little double here and the smallest run-up ever, so it's a good test to see the motor's power out of the gate. This is the jump of choice then. It's actually quite a big double, and I don't want to case my new bike in the back of that landing. And as you can see this way, there isn't too much run up to play with. What's that, like 2 bike lengths? That's so insane. I'm going to start my front wheel just in actually, because I think it'll be quite easy from here. Let's give it a try. Easy. I've got to try it on the flat now. It's so short, it doesn't look possible. I'm a bit scared. I don't want to case my new bike. I actually think I can do that. It's like 2 pedals to clear a double. Oh. Wrong gear. It's in that body position. I had to start on the slope. I don't like this game. I'm not a fan.
No!
My foot hit the floor. Because I was pedalling up the ramp, my toes hit the ground. That's pointless. I don't even want to go further. I'm happy with that. I'm going to take that, and the motor passed the test. Let's move on. Nice there, I think. Slippy. The only thing I can think of that's better than coming down a trail is getting back up there as fast as possible so you can have another go, and that's 100% achieved with this bike. We've just filmed that section and I've just been doing non-stop laps. I'm staying warm and absolutely loving it. I feel a bit sorry for you, Cara, behind the lens there. Minus conditions, braving it, so thank you for getting this video for us. I think we should head over there, see what's that way. Right, this is the growler line then. Oh, it's slippery. I'm not afraid of a bit of ice though. Not when I'm shredding a new bike. It's one of my favourite lines here. So flowy. Phew. Right, this is my favourite section. Little Manny on that roller. And we can whip that hip. Sick. That line's incredible. I like that. It's probably on the longer ones here, although they're all quite short runs, which is why Ebin's perfect, because you can get so many laps in. I think Cara's getting her bike, so I'm going to go find out what she's doing, see if she's ready, and then we'll go for a shreddy. Whew, that was technical. Big sheet of ice. defrosting, look. Are you ready? Are you ready to go ride? Come on then. What was you doing in there?
I was warming up because I've turned into an icicle filming this video, so, and I was eating lunch. We're gonna do the mouse traps, which is a little table line, but it's a perfect one for me to warm up on because I haven't ridden all day, so should we do that?
Yo! Yes, KJ. Steezing. I was transferring. Yeah! Nice. How was that?
It was alright, I think I could do better, but trouble is that line, and I'm not making excuses, but it's on berms, so it's quite hard. So maybe what we can do is go to the dirt jumps and do straight lines.
Okay. Right, Cara doesn't want to ride the jumps because they're actually really snowy and frosty and icy, which is fair enough because they're pretty slippery and it's making it scary for her. But I'm gonna do a snow foot can on the last jump. It's kind of scary riding the jumps with snow on actually, because you don't know whether you're going to slip or not. But I've made my way over to the new trail. So Sleazy was a trail that already existed. They've just made the drop bigger and so much better. But there's now an extra option, which is this hip. And it's pretty terrifying because it's quite a tall lip, blind landing, which is a step down, and it just gets so much better. Like, look down there, it just looks like a roller coaster of pure fun and excitement. I've been fortunate enough to get to try it today. It doesn't actually open until after Christmas now, but if you come here, keep your eyes open because you never know, it might be open and ready for you to run as well. I'm gonna get to the top and try the new improvements. Here we go then, new and improved Sleazy on the eaves, new bike, new trail. See what this hip works like. Oh, that's so good. And a much bigger berm here. Whew. That's incredible. I'm gonna hit that again and try to go a bit bigger on the hip. Second run, let's try to go bigger on that hip. Yo! Yeah, you got so much speed, you can transfer that cannon now. What a sick improvement, that's a thumbs up for me. I think you're gonna be able to go massive on that hip eventually and boost it so far into the landing. Nice one. That was sick, what a day. I'm honestly so stoked. Not only because I've got a new bike, but it's just so, it feels so good. Like honestly, I can attack the trails with more confidence and more stoke than I did before. And I'm so excited to get back out on the e-bike and ride it over the next few weeks. We spent a bit of time off the e-bike, riding the slope duro, riding the jump bike, but I'm so stoked to be back on it. Winter is well upon us now, and this is the perfect shred machine for this time of year. And with Christmas week approaching, I'm going to get out with some of my friends, do some riding, film some videos, have the best time. Speaking of Christmas week, I've got something to show you quickly. I'm giving something away as a Christmas present to you guys, to one of you watching this video. Seeing as I've got a new e-bike, I thought they'd be fitting to give away an essential e-bike kit to one of you guys. Now, if you're watching this video between Sunday the 18th of December 2022 and Christmas Day next Sunday the 25th of December, head over to my Instagram. That's where the giveaway's taking place. You'll see the post with all the muck off. Click that, the instructions will be on there. One of you guys will be winning that, which is sick because it means you're going to be able to keep your bike dialed through the toughest time of year on bikes with these awesome products. Good luck to all of you entering. I actually don't need to clean my bike today because the ground's frozen, so my bike is almost as clean as it was when I got it out of the box this morning. But that's a wrap for this video. I've honestly had such a good day. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. I'm stoked to ride this bike more. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, leave some comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a